Valentz and Nicholas,
aka aka Motorcycle Man.
I'm just gonna throw something. I'm throwing something.
Let's go.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Reps That Count podcast. My name is Valentz and Nicholas, aka Snappy Patchy, and I'm back. We are back with my homie, my friend, your favorite coach, your accountability buddy, Mr. Motorcycle Man. We try to throw some AKAs over here, man. Adam.
I'm Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Well, I have a funny story about that. So people are like, "Oh, your name Adam after like the first man," and I'm like, "No, after He-Man." So my Prince Adam is He-Man's alter ego.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's where my name came from, which is weird.
I still think that's pretty cool.
So my name's He-Man.
He-Man. I like it. I like that you were named after He-Man.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that show too much, so I'm not gonna lie.
Me neither. But my aunt, I don't know, it was a weird story.
Oh, do you want to know where my name comes from?
Let me hear it.
Richie Valentz.
Ah.
You know the guy who sings La Bamba?
Yeah.
La Bamba. Yeah. So apparently my dad watched his movie at some point or something, or read about his story.
Was it spelled the same?
No, it's not spelled the same at all.
I think your name is spelled super dope.
Yeah, they threw a Z in there and it just throws people off.
It's the dopest.
Yeah.
Who else has a Z in their name?
For no reason. There's it's a T and a Z. There's no E in between. And people are like, Tez? Valentez?
I love it.
Yeah, man. All right. So, guys, welcome back to the Reps That Count podcast.
AI even spells your name wrong. Every time.
Yeah. Valence. CE.
That's not him.
Yeah, man. I got the A and the Z. I got like some of the weirdest letters. I have a V, T, Z combined. Like
very unique.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it, man. So yeah, it's been a while since we've done this, but before we continue on and tell the listeners what the topic is for today, we gotta do our question, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Adam. So, what have you done in the past week that you are proud of?
I got my motorcycle license, so that was cool. Everyone's freaking out. I'm not buying a motorcycle anytime soon. Just wanted to get my motorcycle license.
Just had to do something, right?
Yeah. I'm always on this constant exploration of growth and learning, and I don't feel like it always has to benefit you financially or for your career. Sometimes just learn stuff just to learn it. Yeah. And that was one that I've always wanted to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Congrats. I saw you posting pictures of the motorcycles. I didn't get like a video of you riding or anything.
Because that's dangerous.
No.
You want me to make videos?
The teacher could have. Yeah. I mean, you should be like, yo, teacher.
Okay. So I got a story about that.
Okay.
So the teacher is this 6-year-old
60
hippie retired guy that he's just ridden motorcycles his whole life. He's like, was that outside?
It was.
Oh, I was like, did you do sound effects?
Yeah, no, it sounded like it, but it's okay.
And I learned so much about coaching from him. Just
really?
Because he is a motorcycle. But it like how funny and just how calm he was about everything, but he was able to command presence just because he is a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to mess up, but he wasn't yelling at you about anything. And like it was just such a unique style of coaching because it was so laid back, but so effective.
That's awesome. So you're gonna take some.
I noticed when I came here like Thursday to coach or Wednesday that I was talking a little bit like him because I'd spent 8 hours a day for the past 2 days with him. And you just how that
pick
goes.
up a little bit. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
Like, he made it very fun and engaging.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So now you just have to be CrossFit.
Yeah.
Or fitness.
But like make it fun.
Yeah.
There is like people come here to have fun too. Just make it fun.
100%. And you got again. Well, actually, we'll just go right into my
yours.
Yeah. So the thing I'm proud of is getting back to working out.
Yeah.
I know it's been It's been a while. Well, at least it feels like a while, but it's probably just been like 3 weeks. But like with my shoulder injury, like I've been like honestly, I've been using it as an excuse to not work out for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would walk in here like, I want to work out, but you know they're snatching, so I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I realized in the past couple of days was like, there's always the option to change the movement.
Yep.
And just like do something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've done 2 class workouts so far, but before that, I would just like run in here and just do something just for the sake of working out.
I love that.
So yeah, now I feel better. I sleep better.
I love that.
I work better, I eat better,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very happy to just be moving.
Good.
I can't wait to get back to actually training, but for now, we'll just
We're
do what we
moving.
can. Yeah.
I like to move
Bit
it,
move it. I like to move it.
That's Caden's favorite song right now.
Really? Oh, Madagascar. Did
They
you watch
move it.
from
40
Madagascar?
times, yes.
Oh, you know, I've been on Trolls, the whole soundtrack, all 3 of them.
They're great, right?
No, I mean they are, but still, they are. But like every time I get in the car, and my son knows that there's, I guess, 3 different movies, which I don't know. So he would ask for a very specific Trolls, and for like a month he would ask for Troll number 2. And I would just play Trolls, and he's like, "No, that's number 1."
Yeah.
And then I'll find another one. He's like, "That's number 3."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "I don't know."
There's World Tour.
World Tour is the one he likes.
Yeah.
That's number 2.
It's gangster.
So,
World Tour is great.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Yo, I want to listen to Queen Barb sing." I don't know who Queen Barb is. So I had to find the song and the actor.
Okay. So that's you, right? I never talk about this, but my son has speech delay. So imagine trying to find a movie.
Oh yeah, without the yeah.
And getting yelled at by your son because you can't find the movie that he wants.
Yeah.
But you when your son has a speech delay, a lot of it is detective work because he's gonna say something and
blue.
Yeah, and it's detective work. So we've gotten real good at like people be like, "How do you understand that?" You know, like he wants a sandwich. He said like something completely different.
Pickle.
You know? Yeah.
Pickle means sandwich, okay? Because the pickle is on the side of the sandwich.
Yep.
I get it. All right. Well, I guess that leads us right into the topic of conversation.
Yep.
All right. So today, we're talking about structure versus chaos, or structure or chaos. And essentially, you know, like how do you feel about those two? Which one you prefer? Like, how do you know, which one do you perform best in? Like, what situations? Like, do you like?
No, I'm just this is a big conversation.
Yeah.
For me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Okay. You could go ahead and take off, man. So, Adam first.
I am probably one of the most ADHD people you'll ever meet in your entire life. Like, it's just, my mind just doesn't work like everyone else's. It moves at 200 miles an hour all the time. All the time. So there's a lot of chaos in my head at all times. There's not one song. There's 3 songs playing at the same time all day, every day.
And 3 days.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is exhausting being in my head. So structure. When I was learning a little bit about ADHD and my mind and the way it works and the way it ticks, and executive function processing and all this, I learned that structure was really good for me. So I structured everything in my life. And the first podcast I had ever done was a friend of mine, Bo's podcast. And we spoke about this, and my life was so structured at that point, and it was working. And for the first time, it was like really working. Everything was written out, laid out, the same breakfast. I woke up at the same time. Like, there was a ritual behind everything, and it worked until it didn't.
Yeah. Something changed.
Well, yeah, like something broke down, and then when it broke down, since you're only used to structure,
Mm-hmm.
everything breaks
Yeah.
at that point. So I've just changed my philosophy on it within the past couple years, where there's room for both.
Mm-hmm.
There's room for structure, but you have to set up in your life. You have to set up your life that, hey, there might not always be structure. I have to be fluid a little bit. So I'm more towards structured fluidity at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
So not structured chaos, because chaos is its own animal, and
Yeah.
there's probably only a few couple times that you have to go down that route. I think a lot of creativity happens in chaos, but fluidity, structured fluidity.
Okay. I like that. I
Mhm.
like that. It's like you wake up with a plan, but then like you're able to adjust as needed.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's good, man.
How about you?
For me, it I don't like. I feel like I'm more comfortable in chaos or like unstructured situations, but like I like this, like I like structure. I just have a hard time structuring things.
Mhm.
Like I've never been the person that could sit down and write plans and follow it. I've tried. I have multiple different um notebooks and apps that's just like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today or tomorrow, and like I've tried it. I just can't.
Yeah.
It's weird. But as far as just chaos, like for me, like I feel like that's where my creativity just like flows, and I enjoy figuring things out when things are, like tough, or like when there's a fire. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know if you're ready for this.
Well, I'm listening. What's up?
Okay, so I was sitting down with my new therapist, which we're cool.
Okay.
We're cool. We're getting there.
All right. So they got a little bit. They're still getting to know you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was talking to him about this, how sometimes I my life is chaotic, but to me it doesn't necessarily feel anxious.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just okay with the chaos. And he's like, that's because my dad died when I was 18, and he's like, you've only known chaos
Yeah.
for a really long time.
Yeah.
So you've gotten to the point where you're very comfortable in a chaotic situation because you've had to.
That's
just it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Dude, I brought that up with my therapist too. Like we still have to like talk about it. It was like one of the last things from our last session. I'm like, next time we come in, we got to talk about why I only feel comfortable like in these situations. Then it makes sense, right? Because like
bro, it's been your life since 3.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying, right? I was just about to say that. Like I was like born in a third world country, and then I was sent to a first world country by myself, where I had to like learn how to survive at like 7, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And like nothing ever really like just makes sense. Like everything was always changing. Like there's times like I'm not sure, where I'm gonna sleep or wake up. Like it's not that I didn't have a place to sleep. It's like there's 4 different houses where I could just end up at. But yeah, it's just always been this way. And like I even remember like doing like some processing with her, and I was like, yo, I don't want to own a house, because like I've never really felt at home at anywhere that I've been. Like there's like I'm always getting ready to go to the next place, and like I like that. But yeah, that was like
that is interesting.
Yeah, like I promise you, like we did like the processing thing where like there's a headache, and like I mean not a headache, headphones, and you close your eyes and you go down through memories, and like I just kept seeing different places, and then like I was like, and like you learn to explain the thing to yourself. I'm like, yo, like I've never like felt like home.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm like, so like people are, I was like, yo, you want to buy a house? I'm like, want a house. I don't need a house. I prefer to just rent.
I'll tell you that I felt that way until the age of 34.
Okay.
Oh, and I always grew up in apartments.
Mhm.
So it's kind of not, not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
a home. Like all my friends had homes, and I always grew up in an apartment. And then in New York, no one owns anything.
True.
Everyone's renting.
Yeah.
And it's tiny, and it's not till this house that we live in now that I felt like we were kind of building a home now. But I don't, because you're 5 years younger than me.
I'm 34 now. I turned 35 in November.
So you're only 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
But I think there will come a point where it's not even you, it's you want your family to have home.
Here's the weird thing. Like, I feel like I should be there, and I think I might have been there at some point before, like, I got the divorce.
Yeah.
But then, like, because we own the home.
Yeah.
But then, like, I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's still added to it. But now I'm like, okay, Adrian has a home with his mom. Like, I still want to, like, if I have another kid, I think I will go back to feeling like I want to have a home. But right now, I'm like, as soon as Adrian's old enough, like, I want to just disappear and I don't care if anybody knows where I am.
I've met a couple people that have gone through this, and I don't think this is a wrong way of thinking, because it's kind of dumb, right? Like, you don't really own your home.
Yeah, you don't.
You're going to sell it. The average person sells their home in like 5 years.
Mhm.
So you don't really ever own your home. You own this piece of paper that says you own your home. But how different is that than renting a home? And like, it's all kind of the same shit. You're just locked in way harder. At this point.
Like, you owe the bank, and they could come and take it away if you're not making pay. Well, I guess they could do that for when you're renting also, but
so there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It is.
So yeah. Let's see if we could tie this off to
we don't
fitness.
No? Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So for fitness, I think this one, there's a couple different routes we can go here. So I think people need plans to come into the gym with a plan and have a goal and work towards that goal. I think you will be a lot more successful in your fitness journey if you look at fitness that way. And for CrossFit, all you have to do is kind of show up.
Yeah,
we do that for you.
Yeah,
we've tailored the plan to progressive overload and helping you grow, and things are constantly varied, so you'll get a little bit of everything if you do it that way. And then I've had so many clients. It's like, the more I go down, the more I learn, the more I realize that there's no black and white here.
Yeah.
Because some of my most successful clients were just moving, and the plan is just to move.
Just get moving, bro. Yeah.
So that is the plan. Like, let's just move. Let's not stress you out with these crazy plans and with all this stuff, So I think there's both sides. And yes, you should plan, and yes, you should be on a program if that is your pursuit. If your pursuit is being really good at fitness, then yes, a plan works really well. If your goal is just to, be around for your kids when they're older, let's be a little more flexible with the structure.
Okay. I would say that sometimes people use the idea that they need structure to not start. Sometimes you got to start without having any structure. Like, sometimes you just have to start moving. Just like I had to do like 2 weeks ago, right? I was just like, I'm just going to go to the gym. Didn't have a workout in mind or anything. Like, I just walked in here. Like, all right. Like, I could come up with something. And I did a quick workout, deadlifts and running. 21:59 deadlift, run, ab mat sit up.
Oh, great
Yeah,
workout.
I'm like, boom, done. And then next day I come back, I'm like, okay, I need to do something else. And then I'm like, okay, I'm feeling better, feeling great. And now I come back into class, I'm like, oh, I could do this workout. Like, okay, perfect. Let's jump into class. And now I'm just like, I got it. I know what I could do. Like, I just have to not move my shoulders in certain ways. Like, I could squat, I could pull, I could do some pushing movements. So just like getting started without the plan is more important than waiting to have a plan. Because you've probably been waiting to start a plan for years, right? Like, oh, I got to figure out what I need to eat before I go to the gym. I need to go get gym workout. Like some people feel like they need like a brand new wardrobe to start going to the gym sometimes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like, yo, this is not a fashion show. I've been wearing the same workout clothes for like 7 years.
All my shirts have holes in them. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it makes sense.
Okay, so maybe the plan or the structure is structure in a way that just allows you to show up.
Yeah.
That's the structure.
Yeah. That's it. That's like step one, showing up or deciding that you're going to do it. Like,
and then we can build from there. But that is a structure in a sense, right? Well, we can structure, hey, with the minimums. We've spoken about this, where I'm going to show up at least X amount of days per week and make it very achievable.
Yeah, 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Like something easy, even if it's just one day. Yo, things are hard. Like there's chaos at home, chaos at work. One day, Saturday morning, I'm just gonna wake up at the regular time that I wake up when I go to work. Like, people are still sleeping, so I could excuse myself from the house.
Yeah.
And give myself an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it.
So I have a client story. I'm not gonna say his name. Joe, you're awesome.
Sorry, I don't know why I laugh like that, but it's cool. Like when I do that, that's like when I'm really tickled.
Oh, he's down 50 pounds.
Okay.
And we have a pie. He's a numbers guy, so we have a graph of every metric I've ever given him for the past 8 months, day to day. Is
it like on the computer? Like
it's a spreadsheet that he shares with me, and every day it's updated, and
that's.
And, we're down 50 pounds. No injections. No exercise.
No exercise?
Walking. That's all we do is we walk. He comes to my house. He's in my neighborhood on Sundays. He comes to my house once I put Kaden down, and we walk. And I do a 15-minute check-in with my clients every week. And that's our check-in. And he walks at work and in between meetings and stuff. So he walks. And then we cleaned up his diet. I didn't give him a meal plan. There's like, all right, so we're going to try to increase your protein. And this has been this waltz that we do for months and months. And when something doesn't work, we'll pivot. But it was giving, at that point in his life, he did not need anything crazy. He just needed the bare minimum. And the bare minimum did so much for him. So much. And in terms of structure, that's what we did. We created a structure that was doable for him, attainable for him. And he's down 50 pounds in 8 months. I couldn't do that with 90% of my clients. I'm telling you right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just walking and eating?
Yeah. I think we give them too much. I really do. Even me as a coach, I think we give them too much.
Yeah. But it kind of goes, there's the expectation of needing more.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're online and you're seeing all of these crazy things, or if you go to the gym and you see all these people doing all these crazy things, like you feel like you need more.
Yeah, of course.
So like if you're like that's crazy to have somebody buy into just walking.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, yeah, that's cool.
I tried to get him to work out.
Okay.
And it wasn't working. So I could have kept trying and kept making him and I feel like we were failing, or I could give him something that he could do.
Okay.
He's at a point where he's walking and it's working. So why are we going to break something that's working right now?
Yeah.
So eventually we're going to start exercising for sure. But at this point in his life, this is working and we just need to get the weight off.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Joey.
Yeah, Joe.
Joe?
Oh, man, Joe.
All right, for sure. All right, so next up, we're gonna tie this into, is it mental?
Yeah,
Mindset, dude. I know, like, this is, again, like, I think being able to, like, figure out a plan in the middle of chaos is like a reflection of resiliency.
Mm-hmm.
And just like how mentally tough you are.
Yeah. Absolutely.
'Cause-
That's where I was going with it.
Yeah, I mean, things catch on fire all the time, and like some people fold and some people don't. But if you're raised in structure, like if that's all you know, like if you've never been challenged, it makes life a little bit harder eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Because like things are gonna happen. Like you're proud. You could get fired. You could lose your job. Right. Let's take 2020 for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was peak chaos,
Mm-hmm.
and some people didn't make it out. And I'm not even saying like death wise. I mean just like mentally, they didn't make it out. Like some people are still stuck in that year.
Yeah.
Still complaining about things. Like it's been a while. Like you gotta figure something out.
Yeah. It goes back to like this
wow.
this video game mentality. Like we're in this video game, and
Mm-hmm.
if you look at it, like anytime I look at life is like it's this video game, I laugh.
Yeah.
It's like
Because it makes sense.
Yeah, this is so silly. Like the problems we run into and the things that if you like step back and look, it's like it's all perspective,
Yeah.
man. But the whole mental component of it, life is going to challenge you and humble you, and it does maybe every other week for me. I got a good week and a bad week, and we've been flipping back and forth for a long time.
And but when you get like a good 2-3 week stretch of goodness,
that scares me.
Me too. It's like, what? Oh boy, wait, something's gonna break.
Yeah, something's gonna
Don't
break.
Move. Oh man.
But the people that I've always admired are like we've spoken about Richie before, where Richie is the guy that's been sober 20 years.
Oh yeah.
He is in the most chaotic situation for him, which is managing several bars as someone who's been sober 20 years.
Yeah.
And he stands in the middle of that bar and is the funniest, most commanding person ever. And that is strength. That is like true strength to me. Like that is discipline, and that is resilience, and that is everything. And I think before we try to fix relationships and we try to fix our fitness and we try to fix our nutrition, how about we just work on our mind for a little bit and try to strengthen our mind? And if we can do that, everything else would just come a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like it's because you have to have something in your mind has to click for you to make the changes.
Mm-hmm.
Some like no matter what it is, you have to make a decision, and that comes from your mind.
Yeah.
And if your mind is not exercised properly, right? Like you're not going to be able to make the decision you need to make in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not gonna have that. Like it's just not gonna be part of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like definitely, like getting your mind right, through either therapy or reading, meditation. Like it all depends on kind of what you need. But journaling.
You know which one I think is really powerful, and you practice this consistently, is abstinence.
Okay.
Like 75 Hard is an abstinence program. That's what it is. And I think that strengthens your grip muscle, your resilience, your discipline muscle. And I think that's why you come out of that feeling so strong, because you were able to say no to so many things for so long.
I mean, that's part of like some religions.
Yeah.
Right? Ramadan?
Yeah, Ramadan. No, even in Christianity, there's Lent.
Yeah.
And it's a part of history forever.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Absolutely.
And even fasting.
Yeah, fasting. Yeah.
Like
And there's
that's
a
just
reason.
yeah. That's it's like it's clicking
But
now.
think about it. Like, if not, we fall into consumption and
Yeah.
then overconsumption of all these things, and then life is kind of just controlling you. And I felt that way, and I know when I feel that way, when I'm like fucking pounding energy drinks like it's no one's business, and I'm like, I know when I'm being a consumer,
Yeah.
ultra consumer. Everyone's a consumer, but when I'm being like,
You're just doing it.
yeah,
You're back at the
vending
vending machine. Yeah,
fucking
boop,
swiping in.
boop, $5 plus tax.
Yeah,
And
and it's like you're just scratching an itch, and that's
for no reason.
For no reason at all.
Yeah.
And that's when we're not flexing that discipline muscle. You have to train that discipline muscle.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes, like, even after you train it, it does, like, you'll lose it. You'll lose it, but it's easier to get back.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, I like drinking tequila.
Yeah.
That's like my drink of choice. And like, you know, like some nights I'll just like pour a glass and just drink. Awesome. But like, I don't ever feel guilty about it because like I know that I could stop. And here's like something that was also weird to me, like that I used to do when I drink beer. I would get like a 6-pack of beer, and like if I go like 3 days and I drink a beer every day, I get to the point where I'm like, nah, that's too much, and like I would throw away the rest of the beer.
That's powerful.
I would be like, all right, cool. Like all, like it'd be like 3 bottles left, and it's not like I'm drinking a case a day. If I'm drinking 1 beer every day for 3 days, I'd be like, no, that's too much. And I would go in the fridge, open the other 3 beers, and drain them like in the sink.
There's so much power there.
It's a weird thing. I don't even.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, because
Yeah.
I was the kind of person that if there was 2 bottles of wine, my wife would drink half a glass, and I finish my bottle of wine, and then I'll have to finish her bottle.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wine.
It is.
I'm not like that anymore. It's like a glass, or I would have to finish the glass, right? Now it's like, all right, time to go to bed. I'm not going to pound the rest of this glass. Just spill it out.
Okay.
It's like, there's no
It's
big
fine.
deal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's wine.
Are you, I mean, I'm assuming you're not like drinking like a Chardonnay from 76.
Nah, bro.
I don't know what that means, but like every time I watch TV, they're like, oh, you have a 79?
No.
Like, yo, this is like 987 from Walmart. It was clearance.
That's going to be one of my emails. I just haven't found the words, but it's like, it's called a champagne palate, when your palate is so refined that you can't enjoy a regular Bud Light.
Yeah.
And I think people fall into that. Like if you're just always, oh, I need the best wine, or I need the best this, or I need the best that. It's like you can find the same joy from having the most regular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna write that email.
Yeah, I like that. How are you gonna tie it into like? You know what? I'll let you think about that.
Like I have to do comp train, or
oh,
like I have to fucking,
yeah,
you know,
okay,
like,
okay.
Do some fucking burpees, bro. Shut up.
I got you. Yeah. That some people do fall into that. Like, yeah, okay. Nugget. We didn't do nuggets. I forgot the nugget for the first.
Oh, fitness. It was just make showing up the base of the structure, and then if we need to evolve the structure, we can, but make the base attainable and very simple.
Yeah, and then for mental, like just
sharpen the axe.
Yeah, like definitely exercise your mind somehow. Again, reading, meditation, practicing abstinence from something. Like, I think every time you say that, people automatically go to sex, but like, alcohol, like it could be alcohol, it could be sugar. I heard that's really tough.
Yeah. More people are addicted to sugar than they are to anything in the world, any substance in the world. Okay. And it releases the same chemical compounds as fucking doing cocaine.
Yeah, so. Cocaine. Yeah,
it's powerful.
I want to try that. A sugar cleanse.
I should, and I spoke to my wife about this recently. Like, for my mind, sugar is not good. I know that.
I feel like from what I heard, it's like very, very like you get angry
When you're not having sugar?
Yeah, like so I'm actually reading Relentless, the book by Tim Grover.
Yeah.
And he spoke about how he would have athletes go on a sugar cleanse.
Yep.
And they would show up like with chills and like it's like you're going through withdrawal. I want to try it. I wonder how many days like you have to like a
so
week.
After like 2 weeks you like feel flu like by like day 10, and then after 2 weeks you start to feel great, very clear mentally, like you feel great. I've gone months without sugar.
It's how do you? All right, I gotta figure that out because like everything has like hidden sugar in it.
Well, it's not natural sugar, so as long as it's like sugar from fruit, you can do stuff like that. Just no added sugars.
All right, I gotta figure that out. I gotta I gotta stop eating bagels. That's gonna be tough. All right, cool. That's my next project. For I think when I come back from my trip next week.
I'm down. I'm
gonna do a sugar cleanse. See how that goes. All right. Last topic. Relationship. The most important thing. Let's talk about chaos in our relationships, in our communities. How long have you been married?
5
years.
How long were you?
How long were you together before that? 2. Okay, so 7 years in your relationship.
We just made 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
long time.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's been some.
Yeah. So we used to both thrive in chaos.
Okay.
So when my wife met me, I was living in a gym. She was in hair school. We both bartended, and our life was very chaotic.
That is chaos.
Yeah. So we were very free and kind of liked the chaos. And she grew. I think women tend to grow up a little bit faster than men.
That is factual. I think I'm not a scientist, but that's what. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. So a lot of my growth has happened from Carrie being like, let's stop being dumb. Like, come over here. Like, she had me move out of the gym, and I was so reluctant to move out of the gym.
Like, no.
Yeah. And then we got an apartment together, and I was like, oh my God, it's such a big step.
It is.
In life, yeah. Not living in a gym anymore.
Oh, not even just that, but like you're living together.
Yeah, yeah. And then we moved to New York, and that was still very chaotic. I worked 3 jobs, and she worked 2 jobs. And yeah, but we loved it. Like that chaos we loved. And then you have a kid, and I feel like things get a little more structured.
Does it?
Well, no. Now there's just a different kind of chaos. So
I was just about to say the chaos shifts to the kid.
Yeah, so maybe you have to be structured in other areas a little bit more to deal with that. But I think from there, the mom instinct kicked in, and she became very structured very quickly.
Damn.
And I lagged behind a little bit. So probably for the first 1.5, 2 years of Caden's life, there was some tension because she was growing in a way that I could not understand yet. And luckily we worked through that, and I caught up a little bit. She's still light years ahead of me, but I caught up a little bit. And yeah, I would say it's important that the communication is open and you guys are growing in the same direction and understanding that you maybe not growing at the same speed.
Yeah. I feel like in relationships, like, and there's a whole bunch of like, I think just studies about this maybe, but like we tend to gravitate towards the opposite, like someone that's opposite. Like I don't plan things. Like I it's hard for me to think about next week, right? Like if I've had a trip to Mexico planned, like it's been in the works for months, right? Like, I'm not planning it, so obviously, you know, it's been in the works for months. If it was for me, I'd be like, okay, I want to go to Mexico in 2 weeks. But
yeah, absolutely.
So everything's taken care of, but like I still haven't like started packing, or I still haven't figured out who's dropping me off to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I leave on Tuesday.
Okay, I have something here. It's because it's always worked out.
Yeah,
We've always kind of ended up where we
exactly.
did we need these 6 days of planning?
No,
and
absolutely not.
packing and all that stuff.
For
That's
what?
my wife. She over.
That's where I was getting at. Like my girl is like the other day, she's like, "So who's dropping you off to the airport?" And I'm thinking in my head, well, somebody's gonna drop me off. Like
Mhm.
I don't know.
We'll be fine. Or they invent this thing called Uber, and we'll still be fine.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out the morning of. I
Yep.
don't care.
It's
I'm
fine.
gonna get to where I need to be. Like I know what time I need to be there. I know what my passport is.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? See, that's a
Perfect.
check mark.
Perfect.
And then
You check the boxes, the basics.
But yeah, but she's very structured. Like she plans everything. Like we're planning a trip to Japan later in the year for my birthday.
Yep.
She's been watching videos about Japan and places to eat, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm pulling up.
Yeah, and so this is my take on it. I don't shit on anyone for the planning.
Oh no, I need it.
Yeah, do the planning if you want, or we can just freeball this and do our own thing. But don't expect me to do a bunch of planning.
That's a you thing.
Yeah.
That's a you thing. But like,
yeah,
again, like when it comes to our relationship, it's like she's the complete opposite of me, and like it's hard for me because like sometimes I'm like, yo, like, do I need to start being like I sometimes feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel like I need to, shift over just so I could kind of prove that I could do it, but it's never worked out.
So this is my thing. If I don't plan and we stumble upon something that's mediocre, it'd probably be great. If I create all this buzz and all this, and I created this, this is gonna be fucking awesome, and like all this, and then it falls short, or even if it's mediocre,
then you're like, damn.
So I just like the spontaneity of just kind of having fluid plans. Maybe we'll do this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll.
Here's the
at
plan.
some point, I would like to do this.
Yeah. Here's the
kind
plan.
of
We're going to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where we going? To dinner. What time? 7:30, 9 o'clock, 6:30. I don't know. Like,
and the reason I like it so much is, and I've tried the whole planning thing, and then I changed it anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like my classes. I write up a lesson plan. I do something completely different.
Oh, right. So yeah, but here's the other, like the important thing is to not judge your partner. Like you have to understand that you started dating this individual because of what they do or don't do. Like you, as a planner, I feel like you get bored of always planning stuff, and then you get excited when you find somebody who's survived for as long as you have without ever planning, and you're like, oh my god, that's something different. I want to explore that. Like, don't do that, and then 3 years down the road, you're like, you never planned anything. Like,
but it happens. That's the conversation.
Exactly. It always happens. It's like, well, like I've been me from day one.
Yep.
But I've learned to just kind of accept that. Hey, man, like
I love me.
Yeah.
And I accept me.
A lot of people don't though. A lot of people feel like they have to change for their relationships. I feel like I've tried before, and I just told you, like, I have a bunch of notebooks that I try to write things in, and I try to play around with, like, we have a shared calendar that I'm supposed to put stuff in.
So that one helps, and I need to start doing that because I drop that ball all the time, bro, all the time.
Yeah,
but it's like if she's not mad that I do things, she's mad that I tell her the day of. I need to do that one.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I try. The problem is I will do it later. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I need to do this. All right, I'm gonna do it later. But then later never comes. So I know I need to put something on the calendar, but I have time because the calendar's in my pocket, so I can do it later. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay, cool. But yeah, just that it works for her. Like I could see what she's doing today. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
she'll have it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We got plans.
We got plans.
Oh
man.
So yeah, that's that, man. Yeah, I think we could start wrapping up. I think, man.
Yep.
This is good. It feels good to be back.
It
again,
does.
By the
It
way.
does. That was another thing. That was gonna be my thing that I'm proud of. I wrote a email after taking 2 weeks off. I wrote my first email.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't know if I was gonna write another email.
Oh,
like ever again.
You know, I feel like this podcast. I'm like, yo, I think if we don't keep it could easily die out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't know. We have to
Yeah
record this week.